the Prattville Lions Football Review with Coach J.B. Wallace. Brought to you by Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep of Prattville, Trustmark Bank, CBE, and Durbin Auto Parts.
Hello, Lion Nation, and welcome into the Prattville Lions Football Review. I'm Will Barrett, joined as always by our head coach, J.B. Wallace. Looking back on last week's tight loss against Auburn High School. Coach, really a tale of two halves. You get down early, come off the deck, and right there at the end with a chance to tie or go ahead, and it just didn't go our way.
Yeah, we had a slow start. We focused on starting fast, and it just didn't happen. We couldn't execute the way we wanted to execute offensively or defensively, and Auburn took advantage of some mistakes we made, and we kind of dug a hole for ourselves in the first quarter. And then second quarter it kind of slowed up, got a little bit better for us in the second quarter, but we still couldn't get our own way a little bit with simple mistakes. And luckily in the second half we came back and we put the scoreboard behind us, and we worried about winning possessions, and that was the conversation we had with the team. Let's win possessions. I gave one last opportunity at halftime. I said, let's look at the scoreboard, and I don't look at it no more. Let's win possessions. So we went out and we scored quick in the third quarter, and then we came out again and got 2 scores, and that was the goal, to score twice a quarter. That's what was going on in my mind. Let's score twice a quarter, let's hold them. And we had a couple things in our pocket that I felt real good about that we could end the game with, but unfortunately we ran out of time at the end. We had some major performances from Mario Parks, who busted that long run out in the second half and got us on the scoreboard, and Cam Shanks had a remarkable night, just doing what he does in typical Cam fashion. KJ Blue, he had a huge return. He just making plays week in, week out on his end. Defensively, you had guys like Sam Payne and Tice Cotry and Mello Smith, all those guys had a huge night for us, and Zay Parrish had a huge interception that really stopped the possession, and that goes back to when we talk about how we got to win possessions. Well, that interception set us up for a score, and then I think the story of the night was Josh Browder coming in and stepping in and giving our offense a spark and giving us opportunity to win late in the game.
I love that, Coach. Love seeing Josh come in, a kid that lost a starting job early in the season and has been waiting his time, been a good teammate, a good support role, and then he's called into action, and he takes care of business.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the terminology that I talked to him about. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Mm-hmm. And he did a great job. Just coming in and executing the way we were needing him to execute and the way we asked him to. So, he could have tanked it all those weeks and not made himself better, but he came in every day with his work gloves on, and he came to work, and he showed off for us.
I think it was an awesome testament to this team, to the grit of what being a Prattville football player is all about, being part of this program. The coaches and the players alike. I mean, you were down 27-0 at halftime on a cold night, and where a lot of teams would go, well, that's it. But there's no fight, there's no quitting this team, and they came off the deck. I mean, it had to have been a coaching job to get these kids motivated to stay in there, but also the grit of this team just really showed.
Well, yeah, first off, there's no quit in the staff. There's no quit in our players, and there's no quit in me. That's just something that we just don't believe in, quitting. And that didn't start Friday night. That started in January. Regardless of the circumstance, you got to find a way out. And, kind of preparing our team for months for situations like that. When things don't go your way, you get in the hole. Well, that's why we say play the next play. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you got to play your way back into the game, and that's what we challenged them to do. And they trusted the process, and they did it. It was amazing what happens when you don't stare at the scoreboard and you start, finding ways to make excuses or not get things done. You don't focus on scoreboard. Let's focus on the job at hand. All right, I did a good job this time. Let's do it again. Or something bad happened. Let's go win the next play. And that's what we challenged them on. And that's what we talked about at halftime about, being where our feet are, and let's win possessions. It's anytime we win a possession, that is a win for us. And so we just focused on possessions, and we didn't worry about the fourth quarter. We worried about that possession. The coaches called the game to win that possession. So don't hold nothing back for the fourth quarter. Let's win that possession, and let's build on it. And that's the way we did it.
Absolutely, Coach. Well, down 27-0 at halftime. The Lions come in the second half and outscore the Auburn High School Tigers 29-10. and come up just short, 37-29. Heartbreaker in the jungle on senior night. But one game left in the regular season, and still a lot to play for, Coach.
Yeah, we still have, the playoffs ahead of us. We just got to take care of business. And there's a couple other scenarios, but I prefer to have our fate in our hands, and if we take care of business, we could have that playoff opportunity. We will have that playoff opportunity, and we'll move forward what our goals are. So that's going to be the focus of this week. Just going through and doing everything it takes to win this game on Friday. They're a capable team. They're talented. They've won some big games, but we are too. And I like the matchup. I like I like the opportunity that we have to come up and upset these guys in their home field on Friday night.
Well, let's see. That's coming on Friday, and we're going to have our opportunity. But while we prepare for that, let's take a look at those in-game highlights from last Friday's game against Auburn.
With him, sends a man in motion, drops back to pass, in some pressure, now rolls to his right, looking downfield, now firing it incomplete.
Caught. He caught it.
It is caught at the 35-yard line. That's a first down. Calvin Parker, and that's receivers in the set. He wants to pass, looking downfield. Now some pressure on him, and he's tackled by Whit Rollinson, and he's going down at the 45-yard line. A sack for the defense.
All loose.
And what a great job by our coverage in the back. We had them well covered. Pittman had nowhere to go with it.
7-yard loss, 2nd and 17. Pittman to throw. He sets up the screen, and he is smacked behind the line as Williams brought down at the 48-yard line. Parson has it, gives it up to Williams, and he is bottled up by Tice Cotry and company back at the 27-yard line. And going to give it up to Parks just in time. He's got a little crease, 45 to the 50. Still on his feet, still fighting across the 40, down to the Tigers' 39-yard line. It's a snap, he's got it. Throws it quick out to the flat, and he's got two blockers and a man, but he can't get through the ball.
On the ground.
Ball comes loose.
We got it.
And Prattville has recovered it. Done it before.
We don't have to have 35. We just got it at 28.
That's all we need.
Yeah.
Pittman from the shotgun drops back to pass. Looking downfield, now firing toward the sideline, and this one is intercepted. Intercepted at the 31-yard line.
I believe that's our guy.
Zay Perry. Here's Browder. Browder's going to play action pass and complete it to Shanks in the slot. Shanks in the 15. Shanks to the 10. Shanks goes in the end zone. Touchdown, Prattville.
We have a bad first name with the last name.
Here's a give on first down to Williams, and he is thumped at the line of scrimmage.
Mr. Tice Cotry.
Signal caller for the Tigers. Operates from the shotgun. Low snap. Picks it up. Gives it up. Tice Cotry.
That a boy.
Tice Cotry with a front end suplex at the 25-yard line. Browder on the give. Parks breaks free, and he's in the open field. 30, 25, to the 10, to the 5. He's in! Touchdown!
Wow.
Prattville! Shotgun snap for Browder. He drops back to pass. Looking downfield, now firing it deep. He's got Shanks down there. Shanks goes up. Does he get it? Does he pull it down? He does! He does! Touchdown, Prattville! Line. Pittman gives it up to Williams, and he is belted at the line of scrimmage. Oh, is he ever struck.
Contrary.
Wow.
Prattville offensive touches. And Pittman is going to get away from the secondary.
Not away from
Payne. Payne takes him down at the line of scrimmage. Pittman trying to get to the edge, but he reverse, and it's in trouble.
Uh-oh.
At the 10. Trying to get out to the 10.
Come on.
Shanks finds the crease, and Shanks got a little room. I can't believe he's on this field at the 50, 40, 30.
He's gone.
And he is gone. Cam Shanks on the reverse kickoff into the house, 99 yards. Browder in the shotgun. Two receivers to either side. Now sends Blue in motion. Are going to roll to that side, looking now, throwing across the middle, and it is caught. It is caught.
Well, Coach, now it's time to tell the world who the Buffalo Rock Pepsi Player of the game is versus Auburn.
Well, the Buffalo Rock Pepsi Player of the game this week is going to go to the young man that came off the bench and led our offense to an opportunity to win in the fourth quarter, and that's going to be Josh Browder. It's this week's Pepsi Buffalo Rock Player of the game.
There it is, Coach, and it was just a great night for Josh. I mean, he's had some trouble back there this year, but boy did he pull it all together Friday.
He did, and this situation is a story to something that these young athletes ought to look up to. When your name is called, you can't focus on the things that happened in the past. You have to be ready in the moment. Well, the only way you're going to be ready in the moment is you prepare daily and weekly for that moment. When preparation meets opportunity, that's how you breed success. And he is definitely a kid that done that.
Absolutely. Congratulations to Josh Browder, our Buffalo Rock Pepsi Player of the Game. All right, Coach, this is everybody's favorite segment, week in, week out. It's Inside the Lions Cage, and this week we got one of the special teams players coming in.
Oh yeah, this week Inside the Lions Cage is going to be Turner Walker. He's our punter for our program, and every program you go to, they're going to have a punter, and those punters are a little bit different than normal. They have a lot of life to them. They're fun to be around. Almost like, I guess, when your job is important to where you get a few opportunities on Friday and they can go either way, it takes a special person to handle that opportunity. So you'll see that inside the Lions Cage with Turner Walker.
Well, there's no doubt about it. A punter is always a character, and we got one here. You're going to love him. Let's go inside the Lions Cage with our punter, Turner Walker.
Turner Walker, punter, class of 2023.
Who's been your favorite teacher to this point, K through 12, and why?
Coach Powers, chemistry, 10th and 11th grade year, great teacher.
If you're stranded on a desert island alone and all of your food, your water, and your shelter needs are met, how do you pass the time?
Probably just bring a football and work on my drops.
Imagine someone gave you an elephant and you weren't allowed to sell it or give it away. What do you do with it?
Probably first thing, show it to my grandmother. My grandmother loves elephants.
Pick the right animal. What's the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Whatever you do, just do it your all. Don't stop working.
Okay. If a benefactor gave you $75,000 to launch a business and you had to launch a business with it, what kind of business would you start?
Probably kicking camp organization.
All right.
Look out, McKay.
Look out. One-on-one's got a challenger. What smell first comes to mind when you think about Friday night football games?
The grill. Like everybody, the grill.
Most popular answer. Yep.
Except for the grass.
Yeah. That was a one-time deal. You're alone in your car, driving. No sound at all. What's on your mind?
What assignments I have, or anything sports related. Pretty much what I think about.
All right. Between your locker room, your room, and your car, which one would you clean first, and why?
My room. I want to have when I go home and relax, I want it to be nice.
You don't want your mom on your case either, probably.
No, I don't want her on
She's
my
tough.
case. She's tough.
She's very tough. Very tough. On a scale of 1 to 10, how weird do you think you are, and why?
About a 7. Just different.
Punter.
I don't like to be like anybody else. I want to be my own person.
Punter kicker.
Spoken like a punter kicker. Yep, I like it. Miller's like a 9 on the weird scale. All right. What are you going to miss most about Prattville High School?
Just the family atmosphere. Seems like you know just about anybody you see in the hallway, and I just like how close everything is.
How do you want the Lion Nation to remember you?
Hard worker, gave it his all, no matter what I was called upon to do.
All right, good. Now, last question. The same song plays every time you walk into a room. What is it?
Dreams and Nightmares by Meek Mill.
Knew it. Right then he knew the answer to that one. That's a good answer.
Clayton Smith, I know that one.
Ready?
Yes, sir.
School.
Pencils.
Football.
Fun.
Nike.
Swoosh.
Family.
Grandparents.
Prattville.
Lions.
Dragons.
Fire.
High snap.
Get the ball and punt it.
Good job. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hooray for Prattville, hooray for Prattville. Someone in the stands yelling, hooray for Prattville. 1, 2, 3, 4, who you gonna yell for? Prattville, that's who.
Yeah. Woo. No words required. Great job. Great job. You're the man. You're the man. You killed it. You knocked it out of the park. And that's Coach Wallace only brings the best of the best and he'll do this kind of stuff. So good job. Last segment here on the Prattville Lions Football Review. And, Coach, we look ahead to next Friday's game against Central Phoenix City, the number 1 team in the region. Pretty much locked up the number 1 seed in the region. And we got to go in there with a lot on the line, and we owe them.
Right. Great team. They've been great for a long time. Even in the years we were winning championships, they were a good team.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this week, having an opportunity to go in their house and win, that's something that we've done before. I think the last time I was a part of it was 2010, so it's been a while, but it's definitely doable. Going in there with athletes like they have, but I think our guys are going to be ready to go. I know our coaches are going to have them prepared. We'll have a great game plan in place to get the victory.
I feel like even though we lost last week to Auburn, that second half that they put together against Auburn has got to give them some momentum heading into this Friday.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's just going back to last week, you just can't get down 27-0 on a team of that caliber. However, we did, and we brought it all the way back with the chance to win with a score or a chance to tie it with a score and 2-point conversion. But, when you play against teams like Central and you play against teams like Auburn, you got to come out and you got to start fast, and you can't dig yourself a hole like that because it's hard to get out of it versus good teams.
And, Coach, this region, 7A in particular, but Region 2 itself has been just a crazy season, a crazy region this year with all the parity against all the teams. I mean, anybody can go down on any given night. That's been proven all year long. That, like Coach Dye used to say, that ball's round. That ball's not round. It bounces funny. So anybody can go down on any Friday, and we got a chance this Friday.
That's right. It doesn't matter who you're playing. Anybody in our region playing. It doesn't matter who you are. You can be the top 4 teams. You can be the bottom 4 teams. If you're in our region, you better be prepared to play on Friday because anything can happen. It's great athletes, great teams running all through this region, so you got to be prepared and be ready to go win all 3 phases of the game. And that goes to us too. We got to be prepared all 3 phases of the game, and we got to dominate, and we got to get the win, and we'll be off into the playoffs.
That's a fact. Friday, 7 o'clock Eastern time. It's Prattville on the road at Central Phoenix City. Let's put a showing up there. Let's make the Lion Nation travel out to Central on Friday. And, Coach, I know on the road we played well this year, and that's in part to the fact that this Lion Nation travels.
Right. Yeah, we've had, up until the early part of the season, we played very well on the road the last few weeks. And Enterprise was the last game that was very similar to this kind of trip that we're taking today, taking this week. So, we're expecting everybody to be there early, cheer your Lions on, cheer these kids on, and they're going to go there and they're going to perform like you want them to.
Absolutely. So for the Millser behind the camera, for Coach J.B. Wallace, I'm Will Barrett saying good night. God bless. And as always, go Lions.
The Prattville Lions Football Review with Coach J.B. Wallace. Brought to you by Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep of Prattville, Trustmark Bank, CBE, and Durbin Auto Parts.